Atrial fibrillation, also known as AFib, is the most common cardiac arrhythmia. It's also an irregular heartbeat. AFib occurs when the upper chambers of the heart or atrial beat rapidly in an uncontrolled manner. It can negatively affect quality of life and lead to other serious health conditions. Follow me on this road, guys. All right, guys. Well, I mean, if one thing I am going to do with this channel and this whole journey that I'm taking, I don't know where it's taking me, but it's taking me somewhere, is transparency. I promise you guys that. This whole boxing journey for me, it really started when I was trying to get back in shape, trying to figure out what happened. And one of these days I'll break it all down. But about 2-3 years ago, I was in horrible shape. 285 pounds. Woo, 285, Jesus Christ. I'm down to 201. I did get down to 185 last November. That was 100 pounds. Probably went at it a little bit too drastic. The last 15 pounds, I was going at it a little bit too I was restricting calories. My energy wasn't great and stuff like that. So I rebounded. I put on got up to 208. So I put on about what? 15 plus 8. That's 23. Excuse my math. I got, within the last couple of months, I've dropped about 7 pounds. 6, 7. Oh God, here we go. 6, 7. Regardless, I was going, and then, you know, like I said, I was 285. I ended up getting back surgery. Neck surgery is coming. I don't know when that's going to happen, but they've postponed that for a little bit. Woo! The reason I couldn't get that back surgery is I had atrial fibrillation, guys. It's an issue with the heart. It's put on several medications. At one point, I was up to 6 medications. Fast forward, I started with the walking, and then I started having that nostalgia back in my boxing days, you know. And then once I was cleared from my doctor and taken off of the Eliquis, I believe, yes, it was Eliquis, and several bouts of checking my EKGs, thank goodness, the atrial fibrillation was subsided. I started working out, started training, and this has been going on for a little over a year. Everything just came back. You know, obviously I got to fine tune some things. You know, I went to go get my boxing license because I wanted to box in the Masters division. You know, that competitive side of me just wouldn't subside. I checked out with cardiology, checked out with my primary, went to my neurosurgeon and said, nope, absolutely not. I am not signing off on this because the simple fact that your cervix, you know, your cervical area, your C4, C5 is incredibly herniated and you need surgery. So I can't have anybody hitting you on, and he's right, you know, so that's been really harsh. But let's fast forward again. This is about 6 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago, I woke up and I just felt just kind of tired, you know. Like I said, man, you know, I've been working hard, going to the gym, going to boxing, this and that, so, you know, it's natural. Check my heart rate on my Apple Watch, which I don't have on, and lo and behold, it gave me a reading and it indicated atrial fibrillation. I went dead silent, just like I'm going right now. I checked it again and again. I checked it 5 consecutive times within intervals of 5 minutes. Everything was back to normal. Lo and behold, I called my primary. You know, was asking me how I was feeling, and I explained to him, and I said, how are you feeling now? I was right now, I'm anxious, you know, because of this little reading, because it kind of brought back all these memories and just little lashes. But I had already had an appointment scheduled with I see my cardiologist every 6 months. So I called them, and you know, they were the same thing, asking me, have you had any more readings and such, how are you feeling overall? They said as a just kind of a insurance, you know, that I should probably take the Eliquis. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I didn't take the Eliquis because that actually lowers my heart rate. It kind of makes me foggy, makes me groggy. Woo, that sun is coming out, beautiful. And I just wasn't ready to take it, so I had an appointment scheduled for March. They subsided, brought it back, and made it a month shorter. Like I said, I see them every 6 months, just to be on the safe side of things. And I'm going in right now, guys, so I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit on the worked up side. When I mean, like, not worked up, but a little anxious, trying to take my own advice, deep breaths, and you know, pull myself together, because this is a time where they run all of the electrodes, all the EKGs on my body, and let's see how this goes, man. This channel is very unique in the fact that, you know, one day we're talking about combinations, the other day about rest and recovery, the other times we're talking about you know, I mean, just yesterday I was filming and I was studying video, but today's a little bit I wasn't gonna do this, but I started thinking, if I am gonna create trust, if I'm gonna create a platform, if I'm gonna create anything of relevancy, I need to document it. And I think the primary reason, no, there's several reasons, but the one reason that kind of stands out the most, that I really want to document this, is awareness, because I'm not saying this channel is exclusive for people that are getting up in age. You know, it's open to the entire community, you know, from kids, toddlers, teenagers. There's really nothing gnarly that I film, you know. As the channel develops, I'm coming up with my personal experiences, my trials, my tribulations, my successes, and I try to share them and implement them with you guys. So like I said, I was thinking to myself, you know, this one's a little confidential, you know, and it's a little intimate, but I also was thinking, like, maybe there's someone out there that needs to hear this message. And if you are having any sort of issues in terms of, like, you know, definitely follow up. And I'm not just talking about your cardiologist, but just your overall you know, general practitioner. I mean, especially as we're getting older, guys, the body tends to change. But I will say this, man, I've got arthritis in the knees, I've got that, you know, that C4, C5, I've had back surgery, I've had all sorts of surgeries, you know, but I'm at that point where, like, my little Honda here has, like, what, 266,000 miles, and it's the maintenance, you know, the maintenance that's keeping it going, man. And I get emotionally attached to things. I won't lie, you know, I'm kind of attached to my little ridgeline, but I want to have that same attitude, that same demeanor towards my persona, towards my person. Is like, okay, just like the way you give its ridgeline its maintenance, you got to do it to your body too, you know, in the form of proper rest, nutrition, exercise, no overtraining, because I tend to do that, as you guys may know. And lo and behold, I think within the next, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, got about like another 6 blocks before I hit the cardiologist department. And hopefully everything goes well, and hopefully they let me record the findings. Okay, thank you very much. Over and out. Right, guys, follow me. Here we go. Getting into the parking lot, starting to walk in there. Okay, here's the department. Here are the elevators, and boom, let's go in. Cardiology, 2nd floor. Here we go. And on the count of 3, 2, and 1. Babe, look what he's saying. This is Dr. Mustafa, my cardiologist. Look what he's saying.
This is all normal. There's some shaking and artifact, but this is not AFib.
Oh my goodness. I'm almost gonna cry. Thank you. Okay, so excellent news. We are just leaving the cardiology department. I usually see my cardiologist every 6 months because of that whole incident I had with the AFib. So he went over the actual reading that I had on my phone, which is actually downloadable as a PDF file. And he just saw it the moment. He said, "This is nothing. You were." I actually have it on recording. And you guys are good. Yeah. He said, "This is nothing. You're, there was some movement or shaking, and that's why your phone read at a AFib." And the other thing he mentioned was that I don't have to see him. Every 6 months. I can actually wait a year. So I don't have to see him for a year. My weight's gone down at a sustainable rate. So I got nothing but good news. I'm elated. I'm excited. The other thing he mentioned is like when I had that incident, I called my primary. We ran the EKGs and they look great. My blood pressure was a little bit elevated, which is understandable because of the anxiety I was feeling because of the results. But it's all negative. It was obviously, he says that it's not uncommon for any sort of type of artifacts to show up like that when there's any sort of movement per se. And I think that's what it was. The other thing I noticed is that on your phone, the Apple Watch transmits straight to your application on the phone, and there's a PDF file, so you can send that PDF file straight to your cardiologist and they can interpret that. So he said, instead of waiting those 2 months, which I waited since December 23rd, you don't torment yourself and get those files in, so you're not tormenting yourself. So it was an excellent day. Not gonna lie to you, on my way over here I was a little worked up, and that explains because they checked my my blood pressure twice. The first one was 138 over 90 or something like that, and then after things settled down, he retook it, and then boom, it dropped significantly. I went to 124 over 80, which is amazing. I usually get down to 120 over 80, sometimes 117. So Lord, I'm just excited, and I'm grateful, and I'm just so happy to share this with you guys. And I'll give you guys some more insight of what I've done, because it didn't happen overnight. It's been about 2 years, a little bit over 2 years in the making. So thank you so much, guys. Over and out. RP Boxing.